While Morgan Freeman's iconic voice has narrated countless stories, the most heartbreaking tale involves his own family, from a son who didn't meet him until age 25 to a granddaughter's brutal murder that shocked Hollywood. Here's what really happened to Morgan Freeman's children. Alfonso Freeman. Alfonso Freeman's story begins with one of the most poignant ironies in Hollywood history. For years, the young boy growing up in Compton, California, would sit in front of his television watching a children's educational show called The Electric Company, completely unaware that one of the main performers was his own father. Morgan Freeman starred on the show from 1971 to 1977, playing various characters including the popular Easy Reader. But to Alfonso, he was just another actor on screen. Born on September 13, 1959, Alfonso was raised entirely by his mother, Loletha Adkins, after Morgan left when he discovered she was pregnant. Morgan Freeman was in his early 20s at the time, struggling to establish himself as an actor and apparently unprepared for the responsibilities of fatherhood. This abandonment would create a decades-long separation between father and son that shaped Alfonso's entire childhood and young adult years. Growing up without his father's presence or financial support, Alfonso lived a modest life in Compton, one of Los Angeles's most challenging neighborhoods. He had no idea of his connection to the increasingly famous actor he watched on television. In interviews years later, Alfonso recalled watching The Electric Company regularly, never suspecting that Easy Reader was his biological father. The irony deepened as Morgan Freeman's career flourished throughout the 1970s and 80s, while Alfonso remained completely unaware of their relationship. After graduating from Compton High School in 1977, Alfonso attended California State University Long Beach as an art major, though he would later graduate from El Camino College with a degree in psychology. During this time, he worked various jobs to support himself, including a position as a telemarketer. It was while working in this mundane job that Alfonso's life would take an extraordinary turn. In 1979, when Alfonso was 20 years old, he made a routine sales call that would change everything. The person on the other end of the line turned out to be Morgan Freeman himself. During their conversation, the truth about their relationship somehow emerged, leading to their first direct contact in Alfonso's entire life. This phone call marked the beginning of a cautious reconnection between father and son, though they would continue communicating only by telephone for several more years. The face-to-face meeting that Alfonso had waited his entire life for wouldn't happen until 1984, when Alfonso was 25 years old. Morgan Freeman was in Los Angeles filming the television miniseries The Atlanta Child Murders when he decided it was finally time to meet his eldest son in person. In what must have been an incredibly emotional moment, Morgan surprised Alfonso by simply showing up at his door unannounced. This meeting marked the true beginning of their relationship as father and son. Alfonso discovered that he had inherited not only his father's physical resemblance, but also his interest in acting. Inspired by finally connecting with Morgan and learning about the entertainment industry firsthand, Alfonso decided to pursue his own acting career. His first major role came in 1993, when he appeared in what would become one of his father's most beloved films, The Shawshank Redemption. Playing a convict known as Fresh Fish Khan, Alfonso went on to build a respectable acting career, appearing in over 35 productions including several films alongside his father such as Seven, The Bucket List, and Nurse Betty. He also appeared in popular television shows including The West Wing, ER, and The Practice. In his personal life, Alfonso married twice, first to Cynthia Gafford from 1982 to 1989, with whom he had 3 sons, and later to Larcenia Latisse in 1994. Saifullah Freeman. Of all Morgan Freeman's children, Saifullah Freeman has managed to achieve something truly remarkable in today's celebrity-obsessed culture: complete anonymity. Born on August 31, 1961, Saifullah has spent his entire life deliberately avoiding the spotlight that has illuminated his famous father's career for decades. His story is one of intentional invisibility, making him perhaps the most enigmatic member of the Freeman family. the mystery surrounding Saifullah begins with his very origins. Unlike his siblings, the identity of his mother has never been publicly revealed, despite decades of media interest in Morgan Freeman's personal life. What is known is that Saifullah was born during a period when Morgan was having relationships with multiple women while struggling to establish his acting career. Morgan has been characteristically private about the details, and Saifullah's mother has apparently chosen to remain completely out of the public eye, just as her son would later do. Growing up as the second of Morgan Freeman's children, Saifullah experienced a childhood largely without his father's presence. Like his older brother Alfonso, Saifullah was primarily raised by his mother while Morgan focused intensively on building his acting career throughout the 1960s and 70s. This absence would later lead Morgan to reflect candidly about his failures as a young father, admitting in interviews that he had prioritized his career ambitions over his parental responsibilities during those crucial early years. What sets Saifullah apart from his siblings is his complete rejection of any connection to Hollywood or the entertainment industry. While his brother Alfonso eventually followed in their father's footsteps to become an actor, and his sisters have maintained various connections to the film world, Saifullah chose an entirely different path. He has never appeared in any films or television shows, never walked a red carpet, and has never been photographed at any public events with his famous father. This deliberate avoidance of publicity extends to every aspect of Saifullah's adult life. He maintains no known social media presence, has never given interviews to the press, and has successfully avoided being photographed by paparazzi or entertainment media. In an era where even the most distant relatives of celebrities often find themselves thrust into the spotlight, Saifullah's ability to maintain complete privacy is extraordinary. The limited information available about Saifullah's adult life comes from a single report from 2007, which indicated that he was living in Michigan and working as a stay-at-home father. This glimpse into his life suggests that he chose to prioritize family in a way that his own father had not during Saifullah's childhood. The irony is striking. While Morgan Freeman was absent from his son's early years due to career demands, Saifullah apparently made the opposite choice, dedicating himself fully to being present for his own children. Even within his own family, Saifullah maintains his preference for privacy. He was notably absent from the 2018 Screen Actors Guild Awards ceremony, where Morgan Freeman received a Lifetime Achievement Award and was surrounded by his other children and grandchildren. This absence was particularly significant because it represented one of the most important moments in their father's career, yet Saifullah chose not to participate in the public celebration. The contrast between Saifullah and his siblings is remarkable. While they have all maintained some level of public presence, whether through acting, business ventures, or charitable work, Saifullah has consistently chosen invisibility. His current whereabouts and activities remain unknown, as he continues to live a life completely separate from his father's fame. Dina Freeman, adopted. Dina Freeman's journey into the Freeman family began when she was just 4 years old, but her adoption story reflects both Morgan Freeman's commitment to family and the legal challenges of that era. Born Dina Adair in 1963, she became part of Morgan's life when he married her mother, Jeanette Adair Bradshaw, on October 22, 1967. What should have been a straightforward adoption process became complicated by the legislative barriers that existed at the time, particularly regarding the adoption of girls by stepfathers. Morgan Freeman was determined to legally adopt Dina despite these obstacles, demonstrating an early commitment to being the father figure she needed. In later interviews, Freeman recalled the frustration of navigating the legal system, saying there was some sort of legislative action at the time that stood in the way of adopting a girl, though he admitted he couldn't remember the specific details. Despite these challenges, Freeman persisted with the adoption process because he believed it was the right thing to do for both Dina and their newly formed family. The adoption was eventually successful, and Dina officially became Dina Freeman, gaining not only a new last name but also a father who would prove to be more present in her life than he had been for his biological sons. This experience seemed to teach Morgan important lessons about fatherhood, and he later acknowledged that he was more hands-on with his daughters than he had been with his sons during their early years. As Dina grew up, she developed an interest in the entertainment industry, but unlike her father and siblings, she chose to work behind the camera rather than in front of it. She pursued training in hair and makeup artistry, eventually becoming a highly skilled professional in Hollywood's competitive beauty industry. Her talents and dedication to her craft earned her recognition within the film community, where she built a reputation for excellence and reliability. Dina's career flourished as she worked on increasingly high-profile productions. She became a sought-after hair and makeup artist, earning credits on major Hollywood films including Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, $1 Million Baby, Bruce Almighty, and Amistad. Her work was so respected that she received 2 Emmy Award nominations for her contributions to the industry, marking her as one of the top professionals in her field. Perhaps most significantly, Dina often served as her father's personal hairstylist on film sets, creating a unique professional bond between them. This working relationship allowed them to spend time together while both pursued their careers in the entertainment industry. She styled Morgan's hair for productions including The Nutcracker and The Four Realms, and worked on many other projects where he appeared, demonstrating both her professional skills and their close personal relationship. In her personal life, Dina married Edward Lee Hines, and together they welcomed a daughter named Edina Hines in 1982. However, their marriage ended in divorce when Edina was just 3 years old. Following the separation, Morgan Freeman and his second wife Myrna Colley Lee took on the responsibility of raising Edina, effectively making her Morgan's step-granddaughter, whom he treated as his own granddaughter. Dina continued working successfully in Hollywood throughout the 1990s and 2000s, building an impressive portfolio of work on both major studio films and independent productions. Her career represented a different path to success within the entertainment industry, proving that talent and dedication behind the camera could be just as rewarding and impactful as performing in front of it. Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman chose a path that combined business acumen with social impact, transforming her economics education into a successful entrepreneurial career while dedicating herself to improving education in her father's home state. Born in 1971 as the youngest of Morgan Freeman's children, Morgana developed a close relationship with her father that would later evolve into both personal and professional partnerships that continue to this day. Her brief foray into acting came early in her life, when she appeared alongside her father in the 1981 television film Death of a Prophet, where Morgan Freeman portrayed civil rights leader Malcolm X. This single acting credit represents Morgana's only on-screen performance, as she quickly discovered that her interests and talents lay elsewhere. Unlike many children of famous actors who struggle to escape their parents' shadow in the entertainment industry, Morgana made a conscious decision to pursue entirely different career paths. Morgana's academic journey took her to Spelman College in Atlanta, one of the most prestigious historically black colleges in the United States. There, she earned a degree in economics, developing analytical and business skills that would prove invaluable in her future endeavors. This educational foundation provided her with the knowledge needed to understand complex financial systems, market dynamics, and organizational management, all of which would become essential tools in her later business and philanthropic work. After completing her economics degree, Morgana made an unexpected career shift by studying cosmetology, demonstrating her willingness to explore diverse interests and develop practical skills in entirely different fields. This decision to pursue beauty industry training might have seemed unusual for someone with her academic background, but it reflected her entrepreneurial spirit and desire to build something tangible with her own hands. Her cosmetology training paid off significantly when Morgana established herself as a successful business owner in Georgia. She currently owns and operates 2 hair salons in the state, building a thriving business that serves her local community while providing employment opportunities for other professionals in the beauty industry. These salons represent more than just business ventures. They demonstrate Morgana's commitment to creating lasting value in her community while maintaining her independence from her father's fame. Perhaps most significantly, Morgana serves as the executive director of the Tallahatchie River Foundation, Her father's charitable organization focused on improving early childhood education in Mississippi. This role allows her to combine her business skills with her passion for social impact, working to address educational inequalities in one of America's most underserved regions. The foundation operates under the philosophy that children must thrive by third grade to achieve long-term academic success. Under Morgana's leadership, the foundation launched the Tallahatchie Early Learning Alliance, which provides comprehensive support for young children in Tallahatchie County. This initiative includes training programs for early childhood educators, resources for local schools and childcare providers, and support systems for new parents. Morgana has emphasized the importance of community collaboration, insisting that lasting change can only come when local communities take ownership of educational initiatives, rather than relying solely on outside funding. Morgana has been a frequent companion to her father at major industry events, attending Academy Awards ceremonies, film premieres, and award shows throughout the years. She was present when Morgan Freeman received his Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award in 2018, demonstrating the strong personal bond they maintain alongside their professional collaboration through the foundation's work.